This will be a quick little tour of Blackburn Tools. This is the workshop where all of my parts are made. Little under 300 square feet, so a little tight at times, but pretty efficient. This is my buffer with a pretty well worn deburring wheel. That's where I polish all the parts that need it. Saw filing bench. It's my Acme hand saw filing vise. Wonderful little piece of equipment. This is my tool and cutter grinder. Put it over in the corner to try and keep the dust out of the rest of the shop. I grind all my carbide and sharpen or make any tooling that I can't buy off the shelf for my lathe and mill here. It's one of my burr toothers, and that's what I use for punching the teeth on my smaller hand saw blades, back saw blades. For the Roubeau blades, all the teeth get cut out on this. It's a kick press. And that little pedal there, you just kick it and it punches the tooth. The teeth are indexed off of the previous one. There's a little pin back there. So you just put it in place, kick it, and got a new tooth. Another kick press that I have set up for punching holes in the blades. I have some drill presses on this back shelf. Some of those are waiting to be restored so I can use them for miscellaneous tasks. Some of my saw set collection. This is an impact press that I use for stamping my logo on some of the parts. Little benchtop milling machine. That's my slip roller. That's how I level a lot of my blades currently. Working on restoring another machine, an older machine, that will automate that to some extent. This is my South Bend lathe, and this is actually one of the first metalworking tools I had. I bought this when I first started out and made a lot of saw nuts and bolts and other parts on there. But nowadays, it's mainly used for slitting blades. So this little milling spindle is run off of a motor mounted behind it, and then use the carriage feed for the South Bend to run it across the blade. This is a little Barker milling machine. It's set up with pneumatic controls. I use this for slitting the split nuts. So just run one through here and show you. And puts that little slot in there. Once those are done, I bring them over to my Hardinge. This is an old turret lathe, and it's kind of the mechanical equivalent of a CNC machine. So there's a nut mounted in there. And so that was all tapping and then facing off the nut to get a nice surface on it. And that pretty much concludes the tour of this shop. There's a lot goes on in here, but it's a one-man shop. And don't need a whole lot more space for what I'm doing right now. Hope you enjoyed that.